You know, I've been sorely lacking in doing videos about solar. I'm so bad. This is my solar shed. I told the guy I give a picture of, or a video. I built this a couple years ago now. Well, I didn't build the shed, I bought it, but I had to put it together. And anyways, just has a couple 100-watt panels that I put together with the same kind of mount deal, only that'll hold two because they're small. I use 200s because to get those big ones, you got to buy them on a pallet, and I need it many. And these trees, we had the bugs go through there, and they've been falling kind of over and stuff. And anyways, so as they do, we try to cut them up, and I give them to a friend of mine for firewood and such, and my son. But that worked. That's 2 years it's lived back here, and even in the deep woods here, it gets me enough. Hi, son. It gets me enough power to run my critter cams. I had all this stuff back here, not using it for anything, so I thought, well, I'll put a couple of Wi-Fi cameras on the solar shed. I mean, it's already got a ham radio rig in it, but I only use it when I'm back here. You know, there's a giant, huge tower. Look at how tall that is. Wow! Think I need airport approval? I got to drill holes in this, run those, but they work like that, and I don't want to hurt them. There it is. A couple of batteries, a couple deep cycles. And like I was trying to tell Troy, an off-grid project, you should put a simple fuse. Troy, that's all it takes right there, and it should be as close to the battery bank as possible. Okay, because that's where your danger is. Something shorts out, that's where the big current comes from. Solar panels cannot create enough current to cause a fire that I'm aware of. There's my cutoff. And this is a good idea so you don't lose your key when you're working on it. Use a lot of off back here. I got this thing here is cool. If I have the 110 volt on, which I don't unless I'm charged, what I built this for is to charge batteries for my drills and such when I'm working doing stuff back here, projects. So I was running extension cords, 500 foot, and I leave them laying there and I worry about. When I was mowing the lawn, it was okay. But now that my granddaughter's mowing the lawn, I was a little worried about her chewing them up. And it even has high-end lighting. Look at that. LED lighting. Which out here in the summertime, all it does is a dinner bell for the bugs. Say, bugs, say, food, come on! Humans, eat! So you don't use those lights. I get out of here before dark. But the extension cord gets us enough. I mean, it's never failed us. I have ran a saw or two on this, but I don't know how long it'd run. Now I've got a Ryobi circular saw. It just runs off batteries, so I don't have to try that. This mount here is for my ICOM 5100. If I'm out here a lot, that's a dual band antenna. This is a 220 rig up here. Hello. And anyways, if I'm going to be out here a lot doing a project, like now it's spring, I'll probably put one back out here for the summer. 5100. It's got D-Star and everything in it. We do a lot of D-Star simplex up here. We like it. This switch will cut off the solar panels. Why do you have that, Del? Because if I'm back here and I'm listening to the radios and people are talking, that cheap China controller, I mean, I got a good controller at the barn. I got a good Star. I paid like 500 bucks for it. This one's at El Cheapo Supremo. But it works good. It just puts out all kinds of noise on the amateur 2-meter spectrum. So I just turn off the solar panels and run off the batteries if I'm listening to somebody on the radio or not. You know, the batteries have never failed me. Of course, I've never been out here long enough at one time. I mean, not like living out here. It just provides what I need to, you know. But this picks up our Wi-Fi signal, which is pretty good already, because I've got a router mounted outside of one of my ham radio antennas. It's up about 20-25 feet in the air. And that, I got up 5.5 acres here, and it covers most of it. Now, when you get into the deep woods here, particularly when the leaves are on the trees, then this guy, he just picks up that and rebroadcasts it, and it covers everywhere. Because there was a big clearing way out back one of these days I want to build something out there. thinking about building a smaller solar shed. I got another project I'm going to build. These cameras, I found them on Amazon, 4 for $100. They're all self-contained. All they need is 5 volts. Everything else, they're Wi-Fi. They're real simple to use. The website takes a little to be desired, but it's free. And I mean, what the hell, right? It'll actually notify you when it sees motion. Now, it doesn't notify me when it sees my squirrels or my raccoons, because that ain't big enough. It's set up for human beings. But if I'm out here working, I'll get notified. If I'm out here screwing around. It's kind of fun. So that's all it is. And in the spring, it floods out here sometimes. I mean, occasionally, only twice, and I've owned this property for 25 years, have I seen it flood where this got wet out here. So what I did is I put a 2x6 base womanized for the shed to keep it nice and flat. And then the shed is made out of a plastic type material. So I actually put the batteries, another 14-inch pedestal up in the air, and the batteries flooding wouldn't even hurt anything until it got to the top of the battery. So I've never, ever seen it flooded that much. So I don't think I'll have a problem with it. I haven't yet so far. And it's a nice place. Keep a chair in there so if I need to sit down and work or something. And garbage bags. And whatever we're working on back here, we'll leave back here. But now that I got the gator, like that, I just finished fixing a light up front that was bad. And I got all my junk. And it's not too wet back here. I'll come back and do that video. But it's beautiful back here. There's our little path I built. You know, I call that the southwest and southeast passages. Cuts through the woods. And then you go on back with the other stuff. I can't go on back right now because there's so many trees down. I've got to cut them. They fell down across the path, but I'll take care of them. And I've got a splitter I got to get back from my son. I loaned him a nice DR trimmer type splitter, high speed, and it splits it in a heartbeat. Boom, right now. So, anyways, but that's my solar shed. I don't know. I've got probably what, 2, 4, 6. About $800 in the, well, plus the shed. I got the shed on deal. So figuring the shed, I got about $1,000 into it. Solar panels I bought, I paid them about $125. No, I think it was $110 a piece, and that was free shipping. These are Missouri Wind and Solar. They've held up pretty good. I didn't go with all their fancy connectors out here. I was worried about corrosion and stuff, so I just put me a waterproof box out here. Drilled holes in the bottom. There's vent holes in the bottom so it can vent, so corrosion. You know, I just used standard wire nuts underneath. And then from there I went underground with a flexible conduit. It's still wire that could handle water, but I still wanted to put it in some conduit. Wrapped around there. I'm going to move these solar panels back that way a little bit, I think this year. We got to do some maintenance. He's got to get a machine in here, so I got to do it. And there I got it where it comes out there, and I waterproofed it the best I could. But again, I left it open for air, right? Because it gets hot in the summer. And down here I put another hole with another vent. I put a screen over that so the critters don't crawl into it for, again, the ventilation. Nature helps it. The hot air just goes out the top, and the cool air comes in underneath that pegboard. And so far so good. Now I'm bragging, I'll probably have trouble with it or something will fall down. But the biggest problem is going to be someday if a tree falls down on it. Some of these big trees that were having problems, that were dead, I hired a guy to come in and take them down so they didn't cause any damage. And he was good, man. He could fall them, boom. When he fell that one back there, right? It fell within 2 or 3 feet of the solar shed. I about messed my drawers, but man, he was kind of like a marksman with a rifle. He could drop that tree exactly where he said he wanted it, without any muss. So there we are. There's my little solar shed. I sit and watch it all the time. I watch the critters. I got a couple of deer I seen out yesterday. A fawn and her mama. My neighbor hunts, which is cool. I got nothing against hunting. I mean, I love guns and stuff, and I hunted when I was a young man, but I don't anymore. My knees, I couldn't risk it. You know, I know. So far that works right there, putting those wires there. Think about drilling a hole through there, but I don't want to screw the integrity up of this and get water in there. So far I haven't, but I don't know. I want to make sure they work. And they've been up about 2 months and they've worked good. And yes, for all the people thinking, oh, yes, I do keep it locked. If there's any action back here, they'll tell me. Besides, you got to go over, what, 3/4 of a mile that way to get to a road. So we don't have a lot of action back here. Neighbors' kids come around and stuff. Every once in a while, there's some kids that play paintball stuff. I tell them, just come and ask me, get permission. And I've always said yes, but I want to know. I mean, I've got a nice burn there and stuff, but just in case around got over the burn or something, I wouldn't want kids back here when I'm shooting. My son-in-law put a target back here, and I'm going to show it to you, and it's going to look like, oh, it's way too high, right? Well, there's a natural burn way back there, which when I get all these trees out of the way, the dead ones, I'm not cutting live trees, I don't, because they won't grow back in our lifetime. Then I will put me a longer range back here, if my knees hold up to it. But now that I found that one up north, I don't really need to. I got a place I can go to my cabin and shoot long range without the liability. But see, that one, but I can't get up there on my knee to take it down. I told him no. He hit it, but no more shooting at that. That was 2 years ago. I'm going to cut that down. Tree's dead. Give the wood to my son. But as soon as I get everything going again. So we have a lot of fun back here. Granddaughter runs the gator. You know, she's 12, so she comes home with all kinds of problems from school. You know, girls have issues sometimes. And we call it gator therapy. She can be in a terrible mood. She can have a gator, spend 45 minutes, come in, and oh, she's happy again. So she likes it. She has a little go-kart too that I keep on the road most of the time. I gotta grind that down. I got a little DR trimmer thing that grinds up the stumps. Works really good. Really works on your back too, but it works. Wow, look at that tree. On the video, it won't look like a big deal, but that tree is at least 300 feet. It's huge. You cannot believe how big that is. Shame these trees have got, I mean, some of them are coming down, but by nature. I love it back here. It's so peaceful. It's like being up north. And there's critters like galore. We have a raccoon family. We have a squirrel. My granddaughter and I watch it. That squirrel's going to blow up. There's going to be squirrel guts on all the trees because it just keeps eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. I'm the last guy to talk about that, right? All kinds of stuff. And there's one critter we couldn't identify. We don't want it. It's a strange looking duck. There was a girl turkey back here last week. I was watching. It never came back because it didn't like our cuisine. Like I say, there's 2 deer, but they're real timid. They don't come up very much. I might see them once a week or so, and only in the middle of the night. So it's nice back here. Well, that is it. I take care of my tools. I don't know. I got a buddy who's loading 10 millimeter. He wants me to cast him up some 10 millimeter or 40 caliber bullets, same bullet. I might do that today. I've done enough work. It's time to play. Granddaughter's in there. I don't normally cast on the weekends because my granddaughter comes out. But she's got some big reports for school to do, so I don't think she's going to be out this weekend. Grandma's keeping her pretty busy. I don't know. There it is. There's my solar shed. So I hope everybody's having a nice spring. It's supposed to rain the next few days. It stays really moist back here. But it's beautiful. Where is my dog? I have to go find my dog, Pee-wee. Neighbor dog's probably out. They run down the fence together. They like each other. We used to let her go over there. We actually put a fence in right next to my barn so she could go over there. But then they started letting her out the front, and I can't let her out by the front. I had a dog get killed years ago, and I don't want that to happen again. Ever again. So, not me. Yeah, there's the I gotta do some target work out here. bought me a couple of nice womanized 1x8s. I'm going to put across there that wood just so I hook targets on. The big target I got to pick up, bring it in, and fix it. Little guys. Oh, good. See the hits? That's where I was working on my 44 mag here. I did a trigger job on it. Zoom in. A lot better groups now. I shot 3 or 4 magazines and didn't miss once on those targets. So that worked good. Trigger job did all, took all the, helped. I was a little scared of that trigger job. I'd never done one before. I almost screwed up. So, but I didn't. Talk to everybody later. Goodbye.